going to be reading stories and answering questions. So bring your kids and come see Santa Claus there. And on Saturday, on 14 December at 10 a.m., Santa's going to tell some more stories. There's going to be crafts, and so there's another chance for the kids to see Santa here at the library. Let me see. Oh my gosh, IT, all things Tyler, integration, website migration. He's been real busy, and I don't know if there's a lot of technical. We're going to be using all of our email addresses to do all things Tyler. We're trying to make the operations very easy, so you don't have to have 15 different logons to do different things. Public Works, they're doing a lot of things always, but the taxiway 8 project, the final walkthrough is tomorrow. So, we think they've been doing a lot of work out there. So I think that that's a great, and we mentioned the lead line service. So our 2 big things in Public Works are ongoing and really well. And I think that those guys, if you could see, like during the parade of lights, those guys work hard in everything they're told to do. And I want to say thanks to Pat and all his guys out there again. Parks and Rec still working on Escondido, and like I said, we had a lot of activity at the community building this last week. So those guys are working hard. They're getting ready for the next one. Of course, the holidays, there's going to be a lot of people wanting to go out and walking around, and we're going to be working with Thomas to make sure the music up as well as possible, and everybody can enjoy it, because it's fun to walk up and down the sidewalks. Let's see, the police. We're going to have a new commander starting January the 6th. There's a fundraiser at Wednesday at Scooters. Let me see. It's support of the animal shelter. What time are 6 to 10, or is there a certain time, or just all day for Wednesday? So come out and buy some coffee, and Scooters is going to make a nice big donation to our animal shelter. Let's see.
We're going to stand still like that. You don't want us in the Union Army with a tax bag to go back across the road.
I don't mind Army stuff. That's good.
Okay.
But a lot of projects, a lot of fun here inside the city. And I want to give you guys a chance to ask any questions about ongoing things or things we're going to be doing very soon.
Anybody have any questions?
I don't have any.
None?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your report. If you don't have any other questions, we will move on to the reports and correspondence from the council. We'll start off with Joe.
Okay, the golf board will be meeting tomorrow. So in January, I can report on that. Planning and zoning did have a meeting, and what was taking place in planning and zoning is on the agenda tonight with Optimus Construction Company coming into town to do some work over there on the properties that they bought over there at Langston Heights. And pretty excited for her to give that to you guys and see what they're able to do out there. But right now, I don't have anything else to give you guys, and that's really about it.
Okay. Any updates on the golf? Nothing new with their
in correlation to
the new golf pro?
well, yes, they did hire Terry Turner back. Terry's been on their books now for, I want to say, for at least a month. And he said it's been slow out there, but that's to be expected because of the weather. He's right now still trying to work to get his liquor license taken care of. They did not come up with any great resolution or contract with the Elks members upstairs. Terry did, however, was able to come up with something simple to keep them happy upstairs so that way he can obtain his license. So they plan on meeting again back in April 1st of 2025. Hopefully both boards will meet and then they will come to a mutual agreement on how things are taken care of. But it came to my attention during the meeting that certain individuals got certain ideas and they dug their heels in and it just created a lot of more problems.
It didn't start to work it out.
Yeah, it didn't solve anything. They more or less locked heads. And it didn't do any good for either club.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll get it worked out because that's a huge economic driver for our community.
And most certainly is.
Big benefit.
I keep explaining that to them that this is a great asset to the city of Lamar. A lot of folks look at it, City of Lamar dumps an awful lot of work into that place. Very thankful to have it out there and thankful to both places taking care of it, you know, and we really want to see it flourish.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you. Shayla.
The airport board has not met again yet, so I do not have an update tonight.
David?
Don't have anything at the moment. Joe just explained on the planning and zoning on what's going on with those lots down there. Which I think it's gonna be a good thing.
Okay. Daniel?
Water board meets on Thursday.
Britt?
PEP meets next Monday. I do want to just take the opportunity to wish Cheryl Sanchez a very happy retirement. This will be her last meeting as the director for PEP. She is retiring at the end of the month, and she has been incredible for this community and all she's done over the years. LPI meets on the following Monday, the 23rd. We are looking for board applications. Definitely a preference for those that are either business owners or work within that Main Street corridor. So please reach out to Brenda May. And she is the events, or I apologize. She is the Main Street manager, and you can find her information on the City of Lamar website.
Sounds good. And I don't have anything to add on my end, so we will continue to move forward unless there's any questions. Did you want to add anything as far as the Ports to Plains updates? I know we had talked about that during a work session prior to the meeting here. We had a visitor and
Yep. Thank you, council, once again. Just for the public record, for those that are out there listening to tonight's city council, like you said, Mayor Crespin, we did have a good work session with Lauren Garduno, who is the president and CEO of our Ports to Plains Alliance. A lot of good information that he presented to the council in terms of an update. A lot of good things happening down south in the Texas area, a lot of the good things happening up north. It's just a matter of CDOT. With CDOT, it just seems like, and I'll go out on a limb on this one, it just seems like it's all about Front Range. And we don't matter out here. And that's kind of my goal as representing the city on the Ports to Plains Alliance, is to kind of do what I can to kind of say, hey, CDOT. And, you know, there will be a change this next year with our present governor termed out. We'll see what happens, and it's a matter of kind of looking towards the next administration here in the state of Colorado and everything. So that's kind of my plans. I know that's Lauren's plans as well, as to kind of prepare for changing of the guard, so to speak, and everything. There were some good questions, and we will try to follow up on those and get some answers accordingly.
Yeah.
So thank you.
sounds great. Thank you very much. And thank you for making the trip up to Lamar.
You bet.
Talk to us. Okay, with that said, we will move on to our new business. First item on the agenda is a public hearing for the adoption of a supplemental budget for the city of Lamar for the current year ending December 31st, 2024. We just need a motion to open up.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to open the public hearing. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, as I stated on the opening, this is according to the section 29-1-109 of the Colorado Revised Statutes. It asks us to adopt the budget and make appropriations from the governing body. And part of that, when we need to do a supplemental budget, is to have a public hearing. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So I will open it for Kristen to do some explanation on that.
As the mayor said, we are required by state statute, if we go above the appropriation that was adopted by ordinance for the 2024 budget, if we are going to receive more revenues or have higher expenses than those appropriations allowed, then we're required to do a supplemental, which requires we go through the same exact process that we did for the budget. So it has to be published. We have to have a public hearing to allow the public to ask questions and give their opinion. And then we adopt a resolution to appropriate a supplemental budget amount. So that is the process that we're in right now.
Okay. All right. Next item would be to check with the city clerk. Was everything posted properly
It was posted on site and in the paper.
and in the paper? And what was the paper just for clarification,
It's Kiowa County Press.
Kiowa County Press?
And it was
You got
published
that?
on November 22nd and also posted on the building as required. I
Okay.
I am required by state statute to do a 5-day notice, but I went ahead and did the full 10 plus, just to give people time to know what was going on.
Okay. All right, so that, this has an applicant presentation, but that's really, we don't have an applicant for this public hearing. We just needed to review this and open the floor up for anyone who is in opposition of this supplemental budget. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in opposition of this supplemental budget? Seeing none, is there anyone that would like to speak in favor of this supplemental budget? Okay, with no comments, I will close the floor and open it up for questions or clarifications from the council. Do we need any clarifications? Are you guys good with this moving forward? All right, then I guess we just need to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor signify with an eye. Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, I'll open it up for some discussion if we need to at this point. Actually, we can move into the next item on the agenda, which would be whether or not we want to approve this resolution as submitted. Item number 1. 2. Do we have any changes, corrections, modifications? Shall we submit this or approve this resolution?
I move to approve resolution number 24-12-01. A resolution appropriating additional sums of money to defray expenses in the excess of amounts budgeted for the city of Lamar. On the
Second.
2024 budget increase.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final questions or discussion?
I don't have any.
None.
Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Pose same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, moving right along. We have a resolution 24-12-02, a resolution to the city council of the city of Lamar approving update on the open records policy and Schedule B. It's initiated by the city clerk. Linda, would you like to speak on this?
Sure. So the city of Lamar adopted an open records policy back in July of 2014 by resolution 140707, which included policy and Schedule B regarding fees. This resolution the current resolution 24-12-02 would update the current open records policy and Schedule B due to the state of Colorado updating CRS 24-72-100.1 through 24-72-72.705 to include the increase in fees charged for completion of open records requests from $30 per hour to $41 per hour. No other changes were made to the original policy or the Schedule B. All municipalities are to have an open records policy in place that has reasonable and standardized fees for all open records requests. I'm asking for approval of the resolution 24-12-02 or such other action council deems necessary.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any final discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
All right. Agenda item number 5 is to schedule a public hearing for a hotel restaurant liquor license for Melissa Falon doing business as AM Breakfast House. Did I skip forward? It must have been filed in my. It's not in yellow paper.
Yeah.
Schedule a public hearing.
The public hearing for UPOP Holdings LLC DBA JR's Bottle Shop.
Yeah, they just had it separated differently. So we'll go back, track to number 4. Schedule public hearing for the new retail liquor license for UPOP Holdings LLC doing business as JR's Bottle Shop. This was So we just need to schedule a date for this, is
We
that
do.
correct? And what dates do we have available?
I'm asking that we schedule it for January 13th of 2025, as close to 7 PM as possible.
Okay, does anyone see any concerns with that?
Do not.
Seeing none, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Now we'll go on to agenda item number 5, which is to schedule a public hearing for the hotel restaurant liquor license for Melissa Falon doing business as AM Breakfast House. Very similar to the previous one, we just need to schedule a public hearing to review this hotel restaurant liquor license. Do we have a date?
Again, I'm asking for that to be scheduled, January 13th, 2025, as close to 7 PM as possible.
Okay. Any questions or concerns on that? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
All right, next item, number 6. Hasty McClay, EMT class clinical agreement. This is initiated by Chief Burkhardt, who is here tonight. So I will let you take over there.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, before you use the clinical agreement for the EMS program for the Hasty McClay Ambulance Service, they just put out their first EMT class in quite some time in conjunction with UC Health. We do these clinical agreements with places like LCC where their students can come in and ride our ambulances. We're one of the busier ambulance services in the region. They can get a lot of good clinical experience being proctored by our EMTs in the care of their patients and kind of learn the ropes, basically is what it is. And Hasty McClay would like the opportunity to go ahead and send their students over here to do the same. The contract has been through Lance and he batted it back and forth and got it all accomplished.
Okay,
Good neighbor clause.
do you have any questions from the council for Jeremy?
No, I do not.
Looks pretty simple, so.
Looks good to you.
I'm good with it.
Cool.
All
Make a
right.
motion to approve the agreement and have the mayor Crispin sign all necessary paperwork.
Okay.
I have a motion and a second. Any final questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Agenda item number 7, a proposed agreement for law enforcement and security services. It's initiated by Chief Al Fear and City Administrator to approve the proposed agreement with Lamar School District. All right.
This
You
is,
speaking on that or?
well, I'll go ahead and do it. It's one we do every year for to allow, I believe this is the one for the whole school year. I mean, I know we're not gonna have a school resource officer, but when they make calls, we can do extra patrols and it still allow us to do what we need to do on their campus.
I think they do like.
Yeah, they can contract our guys, however many they decide they need, during special events as well. Yep.
So no change from previous year's documents.
It's appears, so it runs from January 1st to December 31st, so it's essentially covering their needs for whatever they may need going forward for the next year.
So I guess, so this would be in lieu of a SRO. right?
Well,
We've
no, this
always
is,
done that.
We've always just done. this
Yeah, they
on-
do
as an
extra
on-call.
security. It's extra security for
Like
events,
Football games.
football games, prom, after prom.
Dance and stuff like
I
that.
just want to make sure. I
And it
understood
sets
that.
the rate for those
Okay.
event.
So this is just an on-call agreement then. I got you.
Lance, does everything look good to you?
Looks fine to me.
All right. There's no questions. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the agreement and allow the mayor to sign.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any final questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. I guess we need do you need time to get that set up or?
3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. Okay, before we move into the next item on the agenda, we do need to turn on the Zoom meeting with the two individuals who are gonna be logging in.
Crucial, real, Petersburg.
Peter.
Can you hear us?
We're gonna go ahead and start discussing this a little bit. I know this is agenda item number 8, a residential development construction assistance application agreement for Optimus Construction LLC. This is the one that we were talking about earlier that Joe had mentioned from the
Planning and zoning.
planning and zoning meeting.
So, planning and zoning is a slightly,
little bit.
it's an aligned issue, but it's not exactly the same thing. It's the same project, but we've, Dean and Disha Jarvis, who should be on.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
See, they're not on TV. It's what they're waiting for. Hope we've accomplished tonight with this discussion.
So, a few years ago, starting in 2020 and then again in 2022, we authorized a housing incentive opportunity where it would help developers and builders to build more single-family houses. So this is actually the first full application we've received from a developer, and it's Optimus Construction. Dean and Disha Jarvis out of Franktown. They do have connections to the area. That's why they're here.
Incentives that we've already approved.
No, we have not approved them. We've
We approved
approved
the package.
the theory, the
Resolution. Yeah.
yes, the opportunity.
Okay.
So it's up to $5,000 per lot for development costs like the infrastructure, tap fees, et cetera. And then on the housing side for the actual house, it's up to $5,000 per lot for building permit fees. So that's what you have in front of you today is they're planning to build. They have purchased 6 lots on 8th and 9th streets, and they're planning to build one house after another.
Okay. So they're gonna do one house at a time, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's for new builds. The resolution was specific about it being a new build.
New build.
Yes.
All right. Do you have them, Dean and Denisha Jarvis on
Disha.
Disha
Mhm.
wanting to speak with us? Was there something in particular, or was it just they wanted to be involved just for to answer questions?
Right, they are great people, and they're gonna do good things for Lamar. We just thought it was appropriate that since you don't have a relationship with it, and then they've been working closely with Stephanie and me. And they actually, spent some time with, planning and zoning, that, we wanted you to get to know them, so you know that they're a, legitimate construction firm. He's built 250 homes in the Franktown area, in that general quadrant of the world. And he knows how to build homes.
They look like very nice homes for sure, and we could sure use them here in Lamar, Colorado.
Yes.
So I don't think
So yeah, that'll be.
an issue of not wanting to support them, that's for sure.
And it's good that we have our first full housing incentive
Mhm.
application.
Nice.
Good news.
Okay,
That's good news.
so anything you want to add there, Rob, or?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the timeline here and it looks like maybe we need to change this to, is that March of 26 that would be done, or is
On
it
the
25?
construction scope of work page, it's a little confusing. It says start date lot 6, 11/1 of 24, and then end date 3/1 of 24.
I just think,
Oh,
typo.
yeah.
It's on hold.
Take less than,
It's on
or
there.
more than,
It's on
Well,
their
it went
application.
backward.
oh, on their application.
So we were just
So,
curious
yeah,
as to
that-
what the timeline looked like. I
Yes.
figured that wasn't correct.
So now they did actually apply for the incentive in November. But I'm sure that was supposed to be March of 2025. Now that they're moving through the processes, they will probably be waiting until the first of the year to start building, depending on cold weather. So everything would be shifted a little.
And then what is the timeline for 6 house? How many houses did you say?
6.
So how long does that take? And what is the end date of the project? Do
That
we know?
first one, they expect it to take longer, and then once
Mhm.
they get on a roll, it would
Then
take shorter. I don't know if Dean and Disha.
That was just a
talked about it.
curiosity. I just
Yes.
wondered what the timeline actually looked like.
And the incentive agreement has until December 31st of 2027. As
Yes.
far as an end date for them for these
That's probably what it was.
6 homes.
Right. Yeah,
And
if
it can
it's
be
in,
extended as needed.
right,
Yeah.
As long as we see
Just curious.
progress, yeah.
yes.
Okay, well, I know it's unfortunate that she's not able to join us, or they're not able to
We
join
can
us,
see her.
but
They're on,
We can see Facebook.
and they can hear us.
We can see you. Seems like they have it listed at 3 to 6 months per lot.
is that correct? 3 to 6 months per lot?
Yes,
Yeah.
They can hear us. They're on.
We just can't hear. them.
Can't see him.
Can't see them up
Or see
here.
them, yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah. All right, well, do you have any other questions for the developers? Council?
I think it's great.
Yep. I don't have any other questions, as long as it's all been reviewed.
Yeah, I worked with Anne Marie on the agreement itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, hopefully this will be the first of many projects they can help with, so
Yes.
we would appreciate we appreciate them investing in Lamar by
Right.
all means, so.
Yes,
Do
thank
we
you.
have a motion?
I move to approve Optimus application for housing development and construction assistance and authorize the mayor to sign the developer commitment agreement.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay, thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is number 9, the Denny's incentive agreement. This was initiated by the managing or by Anne Marie Crampton, but we have had discussions about this. And this is the incentive agreement that we had discussed at the last or during the last few months. So I don't know where Anne Marie.
Yes, so Doug Thrall and his partners have purchased the Burger King property and plan to repurpose that property for a Denny's. He applied for, Doug, on behalf of the partners, applied for incentives with our combined incentive application with Powers Economic Prosperity and the Powers County. PAP is waiting for us to complete our incentives before they look at what they can offer. And we've discussed this with Doug and offered him city sales tax revenue sharing for 5 years on a sliding scale, and then the city portion of the property tax on a sliding scale. Actually, it's 50% per.
50%
For
flat.
each, all 5 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So this was a standard agreement that we had done, and one of the things that we've tried to look at all times when we look at these incentive agreements is the percent of the overall project.
Mhm.
And we kept it within the same realm as we have with others. But this was based upon tax revenue sharing and property tax revenue sharing, which both are, when we look at sales tax revenue, right now we're getting zero from that property. So if we're sharing something that we're not getting, it's basically half of something's better than all of nothing. So the idea of the city of Lamar and doing a tax revenue sharing as an incentive to a potential developer is, it's a common practice with many economic development groups out there. So I think it kind of falls in line with what we've tried to do and have been successful with over the past 5-6 years. So I think everything that we've set up in this agreement, have they reviewed this agreement already?
I don't.
No, Doug
No, they
came
have
back and said, but do we have
I know
one?
he agreed, or
But do we
he-
have one with all those signatures on it? That
There's
there's
not with all the signatures
No,
yet, so
no.
we'll need to get that. but
Yeah,
I
and-
think the terms of the agreement that
Yes,
we got
yes,
and
the
we
terms we
offered,
have.
he
yeah.
did agree on that. I
Right.
just didn't know if you saw the.
No, and the agreement will be with a different entity than what he applied for the incentive on.
Yeah, so when we were reviewing this, kind of working on this agreement, pulled up what I could and learned that the property is actually in his name individually at this time. Although it's my understanding he wants this group, this LLC, to be a part of the agreement itself. So I think it's important to have him listed on there individually, plus as a member of that group, since he's the property owner.
Okay,
And Doug is on Zoom. We just can't see him on the TV again, but he is with us.
okay.
Well, they didn't.
All right, council, do you have any questions on this?
She printed it.
I'm fine. If we're heading in the direction that city council gave direction on during our meeting. I'm fine with that.
All right. So then do we have a motion?
So moved.
Yeah.
We have a motion and a second to approve the Denny's Restaurants incentive agreements. Any final questions? Does you want to add anything or?
I'm good.
I think it would be good to have the actual name that the agreement's gonna be on. I don't have it with me. Do you know what the actual name of the agreement will be under?
Isn't it Front Range?
Front Range?
Okay, yes.
That is the name of the company, in addition to Doug Thrall being also named as a party to it.
Yes. Okay. So we have a motion and a second, no other further discussions, so I will call the question. All those in favor signify with an eye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for investing in Lamar, Doug. On the agenda is agenda item number 10, an ordinance of the city of Lamar, Colorado, rezoning of the property known as lots 6, 7, and 8 and lots 13, 14, 15 of Langston Heights subdivision, a subdivision to the city of Lamar according to the recorded plat thereof, County of Prowers, State of Colorado, also known as 1904, 1906, 1908, South 8th Street, 1903, 1905, 1907, South 9th Street, initiated by Stephanie Strube. Would you like to speak on that?
Yes, good evening. So as it's been mentioned a few times earlier, planning and zoning did hold a public hearing on December 3rd of 2024 with Optimus Construction in regards to the property that they want to develop between 8th and 9th Street. They would like to have it rezoned from an R1 to an R3. It does meet the applicable requirements of the Lamar Municipal Code as it is adjacent to an R3 zoning. It kind of sits in between an R1 and an R3. The commission voted unanimously in favor of the zone change, with the belief that all things considered, it will not change the integrity of the subdivision. So with that, we are bringing the ordinance to council for your approval.
Okay. Do you have any questions from the council? Don't have any. And it needs to be read because it is the first
It's
reading.
pretty short. So
Okay. You want to read it or would you like me?
I don't mind. Up
Okay.
to you.
I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. An ordinance rezoning of the property known as lots 6, 7, and 8 and lots 13, 14, and 15, Langston Heights subdivision, a subdivision to the city of Lamar, according to the recorded plat thereof, County of Prowers, State of Colorado, also known as 1904, 1906, 1908 South 8th Street, 1903, 1905, 1907 South 9th Street. Whereas proper application was made to the Planning and Zoning Commission of the city of Lamar, Colorado, for the rezoning of an R1 zone to an R3 zone. Whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission of the city of Lamar, Colorado has considered the proposed rezoning of the property known as lots 6, 7, and 8 and lots 13, 14, 15, Langston Heights subdivision, a subdivision to the city of Lamar, according to the recorded plat thereof, County of Prowers, State of Colorado, also known as 1904, 1906, and 1908 South 8th Street, 1903, 1905, and 1907 South 9th Street. Whereas a public hearing was held before the Planning and Zoning Commission on December 3rd, 2024, and whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission has recommended to the City Council that the property be rezoned from an R1 zone to an R3 zone. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Lamar, Colorado, 1, that the portion of the subdivision described as lots 6, 7, and 8 and lots 13, 14, 15 Langston Heights subdivision, a subdivision to the city of Lamar, according to the recorded plat thereof, County of Prowers, State of Colorado, also known as 1904, 1906, and 1908 South 8th Street, 1903, 1905, and 1907 South 9th Street. Planning and zoning met December 3rd, 2024 to discuss the proposed rezoning of the property known as lots 6, 7, and 8, lots 13, 14, and 15 Langston Heights subdivision, a subdivision to the city of Lamar according to the recorded plat thereof, County of Prowers, State of Colorado, also known as 1904, 1906, 1908 South 9th Street, 8th South 8th Street, 1903, 1905, and 1907 South 9th Street. Optimus Construction is property owner and is requesting the zoning change for the development of the land into future homes. 2, that the city clerk and designated city employees are hereby instructed to make all necessary changes to the official map of the city of Lamar to reflect the zoning change.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the ordinance on the first reading?
I'll move second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance on the first reading. All those in favor signify with an eye. Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
All right, so we will get that and then we'll have it on the next meeting for the
Thank you.
second reading. Okay. Next item on the agenda is miscellaneous items. Do we have any miscellaneous items that we need to go over? We do. Okay.
So, we currently have an agreement with, Haley May Roads and Ashland Roads, for our main cafe project, including the warehouses. In the agreement, we were giving them until the end of the year to, apply for urban renewal funds to re-roof the 111A West Beach. Due to some challenges in their life, they were unable to do that. And he was not aware that that's the one thing in that contract that had a deadline to it. So we're just asking for direction to
Extend the timeframe in which they were supposed to apply to allow them additional time to be able to have the means to be able to apply for that assistant grant.
So we haven't already approved it or anything else. They're just asking for an extension to apply for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we don't have anything that we're, other than just saying, yeah, we can give them more time to apply.
Right.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we were all
Yeah.
under the same impression. Council, what do you guys think?
I'm fine with that. Sounds good. Time to move forward.
Okay.
And it really needs to be done. That roof's in pretty bad shape and it's affecting the neighbor next door, so.
Did they say what kind of time frame they're looking at?
So he was asking for at least until June, just because we know what weather can do and roofers don't necessarily start re-roofing things until April and May anyway. So if we can extend it into the summer,
6-month extension.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody good with that? Okay, so I think that's a head nod to move forward.
I
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other miscellaneous items that we need to discuss? Okay, seeing none.
Sorry, I know I asked this like a month ago. When is the bidding due for? You know what I'm gonna ask?
Yes.
Traffic study.
Traffic study.
So we completed it and only got one bid, so I'm going out for rebid.
Okay,
So we're gonna send that out. I believe it'll go in next Friday's paper.
Okay.
To have that rebid to see if we can get a few more bidders. I had a bidder that said he never received the emails and I had another one that said he didn't have enough time to put it together, so discussion with Al and Rob, we decided to just do a rebid on it.
Okay.
So, we're gonna go forward with that.
thank you.
And I've got the document ready. We're just waiting to get it to the
Sounds
paper
good.
and get it back out.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
you're welcome.
All right, any other miscellaneous items?
Oh, I'd just like to say that I appreciate law enforcement where they're trafficking early mornings, because I've noticed it going to the gym at 5:30. And they've been doing their job and seen it this morning again where they were speeding and they were getting over.
It's always good to turn a corner and you see a red and blue going, blue, blue, you know, it's like.
Oh, I seen the guy speeding into town.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought, wow, is he gonna turn around and all of a sudden find us and from my rearview mirror, I told my wife, I said, well, you got it.
Yeah.
I want to second that, and I'm going to give you kudos again. I'm just very impressed with LPD, with your leadership, Al. I know some people might not be happy with the way things happen, but between the reporting on the Facebook page, cracking down on drug trafficking and traffic in general, I appreciate it.
I'd also like to add to that, Al, I've had numerous folks come into my office as well, the general public actually, you know, explaining how they really appreciate what our new chief of police has done.
Same.
And how he's proactive.
Agree. Okay. So the next item on the agenda is we have 2 executive sessions. One is for a conference with the city attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice on specific legal questions under Colorado Revised Statute 246402, subsection 4, subsection B, regarding code enforcement and ordinance development. Number 2 will be a discussion of personnel matters under CRS 246402, subsection 4, subsection F, regarding the possible structural reorganization with Chief Fear in the police department. So do we have a motion to move into an executive session?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to enter into the executive session. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Unanimous in favor of?
There will be no decisions being made outside of the executive session. Shortly after the executive session, we will just adjourn the meeting. Our next city council meeting will be Monday, January the 13th, 2024 at 7 p.m. So we will hope to see you then. And we want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season and a Merry Christmas. Thank you. You never know. What do you say? Oh,